everyone, I am Ramyashri. Welcome to my channel Ramya Jyotish. Wishing everyone a very happy and prosperous Yugadi. युगादि हब्बद शुभाशयಗಳು. चेती चांद, गुड़ी पाड़वा, चैत्र नवरात्रि के सभी दर्शकों को हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं. Today's video is very special because this new Samvatsara definitely will bring something new things in our lives, and that's what I'm gonna focus on, making predictions from Vedic astrology point of view. In north part of India, this new year is celebrated as Raudranama Samvatsara. So, as per Hindu traditions, every new year which starts from Chaitra Shukla Pratipada will have a name which is based on the 60 Samvatsaras. So, among the 60 Samvatsara, the 54th Samvatsara, Raudranama Samvatsara, is what will be considered in the north part of India. In the southern part of India, the 40th Samvatsara, that is Parabhava Nama Samvatsara, is the name of the new year. So, in the north it's Raudranama Samvatsara, in the south it is Parabhava Nama Samvatsara. Both seem to be very fearful and bit concerning, but the name doesn't mean only the negative but also means many other things, and about which is what I'm gonna give information about in this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe and also hit the bell icon to receive instant notifications. If you want to avail my consultations, you can refer to the link in description or you can visit my website. So let's start with the name. What does it mean? Naam mein kya hai? And then let's proceed with the worldly predictions as well as the 12 Rashi predictions with remedies. So, for the north part of India, as it's known as Raudranama Samvatsara, it means it's the storm wielding aspect of Bhagwan Shiva. It's the violent form of Bhagwan Shiva when he is totally angry and wants to destroy the whole world, all the unlawful things and all the misled systems, everything will reach its end. That's what this Raudra word means. So, it means fierce, terrible, wrathful or awe-inspiring. So, this is what the actual meaning if we have to translate from Sanskrit to English. So, the name signifies this is a year governed by intense turbulent energy. So, this being the 54th Samvatsara, this Samvatsara happens to be in the Shiva's for 20 Samvatsaras, because there are 60 Samvatsaras as I mentioned. So, for the first 20 is Brahma, the next 20 is Vishnu Samvatsara and the next 20 is the Shiva Samvatsara. So, now we are in the 54th Samvatsara for the north part of India. So, this Raudra Samvatsara means capable of both great destruction as well as deep devotion. So, the first part of the year we may see a great amount of destruction, a lot of havoc across the world, and we may see a lot of changes in the system, a big transformation which is about to come. In the second part of the year, we may see huge amount of spirituality, a kind of consciousness awakening. People may turn into a devotional path, they may become spiritual, or many individuals may start commencing the journey in spirituality. So, that level of change we can see during this year. So, Raudra doesn't mean just the violent form of Bhagwan Shiva, but also it is for the renewal as well as for resurgence is what I would like to say. This Raudra Samvatsara was in 1980-1981 and even in 1920-21. That was after the World War. So, we can see the similar effects during this year as well. And now coming to the southern part of India. So, for southern part of India, this is known as Parabhava Nama Samvatsara. So, a name, again this also sounds heavy, perhaps even fearful. But let me tell you, Parabhava is the defeat of the ego. So, whoever bends will not break and they will be reborn into a new, better shape. Whoever stands rigid in pride will be humbled this year, and this is not punishment, this is the way of correction for the universe. So Parabhava Nama Samvatsara is the 40th year in the 60-year Samvatsara cycle. So this name Parabhava not just means defeat, humiliation or fall of ego, but also means arrogance is corrected, true service is rewarded, and any system built on an unsteady foundation will fall, and what is built on dharma will always stand stronger than ever before. So those things built on good values, good system will always prevail over the evil. So again, Parabhava also brings similar hope and similar and similar lesson the way Raudra is also conveying. So this year definitely we will have a roller coaster ride, but at the end we will achieve the desired results. So the message of both the Samvatsara to all of us is simple: walk humbly, serve sincerely, speak the truth, let your actions speak. Those who live this way will find this year to be one of the tremendous grace, growth and unexpected blessings. So with this, let me start with the planetary cabinet of this Samvatsara, which is very important before making any kind of Vedic astrology predictions. So if I start with the planetary cabinet, because Chaitra Shukla Pratipada is falling on Guruvara, so the Raja of this whole year is Guru, Jupiter itself. So the key influence of this year, because Jupiter is the Lord, will be about dharma, wisdom, honest leadership, which governs throughout the year. Truth speakers are elevated. So the one who are truthful, they will be given more opportunity, or they will be given more visibility, is what I can say. Because Surya enters Mesh Rashi on Mangalvar, Tuesday, Mars or Mangal becomes the Mantri of this year. So key influence of Mars for this year is people will be assertive, conflict prone decisions, governments may act aggressively, wars and disputes may arise. So people will not tolerate injustice anymore. Because Mangal is the Mantri, they will definitely take up the sword to fight against any kind of injustice happening towards them. So there sees a kind of awakening of dharma as well. Because dharma doesn't say don't fight at all. Dharma says stand for yourself. If you don't fight for yourself, nobody will come and help you. So that's also the essence of dharma. It is not ahimsa paramo dharma. It also means if there is a himsa done to dharma, then that is also considered as adharma. So people who can stand for their self-respect and also for their dignity will be rewarded this year. So Guru being the Raja and Mangal being the Mantri is a good auspicious combination for people who wants to take the right path. And Guru Mangal are good friends to each other, and because both of them are the planets who are related or who are like friendly to each other, we can expect a good results also throughout the year. Next we'll come to the Senapati. Senapati happens to be the Chandra. The public emotion drives the decision here. So mass sentiment is volatile and powerful. So every month the scenario does change and people will have different opinion at different time. So we won't see the steady or the same kind of reaction for all matters. This may also make certain emotional results in certain elections as well. So if there are any elections held in any of the states of India, we may see that long pending public emotions may drive the decision and they may not seem to be fruitful, but that's what will happen at the end of the time. And Sasyadipati will be Jupiter, Guru. So overall good harvest, water management will be critical for certain crops, but for fruits, this is a good year. Especially for those who are growing fruits, this is a very good year. Next, Meghadipati is again Chandra, moon itself. So adequate rainfall is expected this year. But it could lead to floods also in certain regions. And in certain regions, there could be drought also. Because moon is a very Chanchala planet. That means it won't stay in the same Rashi for 2.25 days, more than 2.25 days. And that's why the same nature of Chandrama we may see even in the rainfall pattern as well. It could be very good for couple of months, then again it might drop. And nearby region may have very good rainfall, but then nearby of that region could be a leeward area. So these kind of pattern we may see across the country. Next comes Neerasadipati, that is the planet which represents health and diseases, that is Guru. So this is a good year. People will be doing well in terms of health because Guru is exalted also June onwards. So this seems to be a good year. But once Guru conjuncts Ketu on 31st of October, we may see liver related, respiratory related, gut health issues or even cardiac related issues. Because Guru Ketu conjunction happens by the end of the year in Simha Rashi. So Guru represents liver, gut health, and even in Karka Rashi he represents little bit of respiratory issues. So that's why these part of areas could be vulnerable, and for those with existing illness in these areas should be extremely careful. Because Guru means gut health. That's something we should remember. Next comes Rasadipati, that is about defense and trade. So that is Shani. So Shani Dev being the Rasadipati, defense expenditure will be above the budget, and most of the Shani related items, that is oils, beverages, metals, minings, all these become more costly. So during this time, even oil, gas, everything, now it's already showing the result of it. It may become even more. So I have already mentioned in one of my Insta reels that next week when Shani is totally combusted by Surya on 25th, 26th and 27th, the demand for oil and gas will be at such peak level that we may literally see many hotels shutting down, because of which people will literally struggle to have their one-time meal also in these 3 days. So stock up good food, have salads or something which will not require you to light up the stove, gas stove, and then cook it. So you might have to be either stock up before itself, or you have to somehow manage these 3 days. Next comes Dhanyadipati, which is Buddha. So grain prices keep fluctuating, so we have to watch out when Buddha gets Vakri. This year he is getting Vakri for 3 times. One is already right now, because at that time we enter Chaitra Shukla Pratipada, Buddha is still Vakri. And that's why it shows that a lot of fluctuations in the grains price. All of a sudden certain grains can go very high than its nature or than its capability. And food inflation is highly possible this year. People will definitely struggle in food related items. So because Shani is getting afflicted, Buddha is getting afflicted, so multiple times, so it will definitely happen. Arghyadipati, that is the ones who represents water, is Chandra again. So both water scarcity and flooding are possible. So in a region where everything is present, there could be drought, but the region where nothing is there, there could be huge amount of floods. So environmental balance is very important. So this is the year which teaches us that we have to share and live together. So the regions where water scarcity is not there, they have to help the others, and the region where food scarcity is not there, they have to help the other individuals. So that's how this year could be managed, and this was the planetary cabinet. Now let me start with the worldly predictions. So Parabhava Nama Samvatsara or Raudra Nama Samvatsara, what does this indicate for the whole politics and world leadership, because geopolitics now has reached to that kind of a stage. Now it's totally vulnerable, and people are getting affected. Even the countries not involved in the war, not involved in the arguments, are also now coming forward, because it's disrupting the supply chain on which the whole world is dependent on. When the Middle East crisis started, it literally disrupted the oil and gas sector. Nobody thought the safe haven Middle East could get these kind of issues, and that has given a big headache to most of the nations in the world. So we all together have to learn to manage the resources which Bhagwan has given, and that's the only solution we can actually draw for this year or for any year for that matter. So from geopolitics and world leadership perspective, Jupiter has king forces political leaders willingly or unwillingly towards truth and dharma. So leaders who align with justice and honest governance will find unexpected popular support. However, Mars has minister means aggressive, war hawk advisors push governments toward conflict, often against better judgment. So this year's central message to world leadership is, you should not govern through arrogance. If you do any kind of manipulation, corruption, then you may face public humiliation and also fall in your political careers. A new humble leadership may emerge from places of the world where we wouldn't have even expected as well. So there's a change of leadership also across the world where it was very much needed from the decades. Conflicts in multiple regions of the world are likely to escalate before peace efforts begin. Now already Russia-Ukraine happened couple of years, then now Israel-Iran happened with US supporting them, Pakistan-Afghanistan. So these kind of situations may become even more over the time period in this year. Diplomatic solutions will require the wisdom of Jupiter, and those who exercise it will be remembered, is what I would like to say. So this is a very good opportunity for Bharat to become Vishwaguru and can guide the people. From the economy and finance point of view, the global economy faces significant volatility and stress in the first half of the year. Stock markets are prone to sharp corrections, and investors must proceed with great caution and avoid speculative overreach in this environment. I have already made an Insta reel telling that till 11th of May, stock markets are volatile. Once Guru is about to enter Karkataka Rashi, after 11th of May, Mangal enters his own Rashi, Mesh Rashi, where it is Mool Trikona. So then onwards, we will see silver and gold will surge beyond the reach of common buyers, and crude oil, rice, wheat and dairy products also become meaningfully more expensive. Agricultural commodities and red color gemstones are sectors that hold a lot of value. So India's economy performs better than most of the major global economies this year as well. Jupiter's direct blessing on the subcontinent through its exalted transit is a notable and real protection, because Jupiter will be transiting over the Janma Rashi of India's Independence Day horoscope, and that's why small businesses, service sector enterprises that operate with integrity and serve genuine needs will find unexpected support and growth. The economy rewards authenticity this year. So this will be a very good year for majority of the areas for our country, Bharat. So because Guru is getting exalted in the third house from the Lagna, which is generally considered as Maran Karakstana, but it aspects the 7th house, 9th house as well as the 11th house. So indicating a good flow of income for Bharat through its trade and commerce, because 7th house is very important for trade and commerce, international relations. So we may establish some new trade relations with other countries than the existing ones, and they may bring more amount of profits. And whenever Guru aspects 9th and 11th, we can expect huge inflow of income, and that's what we can see. And third house is for the business or for new trade route openings as well. Now coming to the nature and environment, which is pretty important. So because Chandra is the Adipati for both Meghadipati as well as the Arghyadipati for the clouds as well as for the water, we may see coastal side of the country may have a good amount of floods actually, which is not right, and river adjacent regions may go through drought conditions in interior areas. Agricultural yields are adequate overall, but water management infrastructure may be critically tested, and there could be reformation in these irrigation systems as well. Earthquake, unusual weather patterns and environmental disruptions, increase in frequency and intensity. This is the year the world is forced to take environmental responsibility seriously rather than symbolically. So we may see a lot of good initiatives this year. Now coming to technology, science and society, because Rahu is in Kumbha Rashi and also Mangal is also in Kumbha Rashi at the time of Chaitra Shukla Pratipada start. So it may drive rapid advances in artificial intelligence, satellite technology, digital infrastructure and space exploration. But the same energy also amplifies digital warfare, misinformation and cyber threats. So increase in cybercrime is also possible this year. Spiritual and religious interest may surge globally across all community and culture because of Guru getting exalted in the 4th house. Vedic traditions, ancient wisdom, traditional healing practices receive unprecedented attention and also respect. This is important. Healthcare systems may face a lot of issues. A renewed focus on preventive wellness, mental health and holistic medicine emerges as a meaningful shift this year. Mental health and also holistic medicine will have a very big boost is what I would say, because Guru would be in Chandra's Rashi and Guru is with Jiva Karaka. So that's very much required. So the core message of this year is, it's not a year of punishment, but it is a year of purification. So what's genuine will survive this year and what is not will definitely fall apart. So anything which is artificial, ego driven, built on dishonesty will have to collapse under its own weight, and universe is not cruel, it is very precise. It's done now, it has to be corrected. So next year it rewards those who corrected it honestly. So this was the worldly predictions from the Medini Jyotish point of view. So to say, Guru's exaltation from June 2nd will change major things for the world. So June to October, I can see we may see a increased amount of footfalls in temple towns, and we may see a increased amount of spirituality, devotion among the people. So people may take Sanatan Dharma, embrace Sanatan Dharma much more seriously, much more devotedly than before. So that conscious awakening will be very high from June to October. But once Guru moves to Simha Rashi, we may see fluctuations in the markets and there could be some corrections as well. So the precious metals may go through some corrections during the November-December month. But at the same time, resurgence of spirituality or devotion towards the path of Dharma may become even more once Guru enters Simha Rashi, because that happens to be the 5th house in the Kalpurush Kundli. So we may see a lot of yaga, yagya happening after October, November. So during November, December, we may see increased amount of havan or yagyas happening, and that will definitely be for the betterment of the world and not for the individual. So these kind of spiritual movements or spiritual awakenings will heal the world much better, and this may add a good amount of peace as well to prevail over the time. So this is what my predictions for the Yugadi wise for the whole world, the Medini Jyotish predictions. So in the next video, I'll continue with Dwadasha Rashi Pala, that is 12 Rashi predictions as well as the remedies. So until then, thank you and Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu.